Hello everybody, my name is John Etchells. I'm a systems administrator. I am also the one of the courtroom technologists here at the court. I'm here to discuss and explain some of our courtroom technology briefly. Courtroom technology as it pertains to the court, our courtroom, is we have an integrated audio and evidence presentation system. For instance, to start, our audio system consists of strategically placed microphones and speakers throughout the courtroom. We have microphones at the judge's bench, here at the podium, the witness box, and the attorney tables. We have speakers strategically placed throughout the courtroom to try to fill the room with sound. We don't want to over-amplify the sound, we want it more of a conversational. If you notice in the front of the courtroom, along both of the columns, there is a thin speaker. We also have other speakers throughout the courtroom. We have small speakers to fill some of the dead spots. For the judge, the court reporter, the court deputy, the witness. There are also solid state speakers that are installed in some of the hard surfaces in the courtroom. They're installed in the jury box to help fill some of the dead spots, as well as the attorney tables up front. If you actually put your hand on the table, you can actually feel the table vibrate slightly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It creates it gives the table as one big speaker, and it helps fill the room with sound. We also have bench conference microphones that are used during sidebar. Rana, could you demonstrate the white noise? Yes. When the judge calls a sidebar and parties go up to the bench, the courtroom deputy will initiate a bench conference mode in which white noise will fill the room. At that point, all the microphones except for the bench conference microphones are muted, so that way the judge can have a very quiet conversation with the parties up at sidebar. The white noise will not allow either witness, the jury box, and the public to actually hear the conversation. We also have an infrared system. If you notice at the top of the speakers, there are infrared emitters on both sides of the courtroom. We also have one in the back. This infrared system allows for a second language translation, as well as assisting the hearing impaired. We have these these headsets that will allow either for an interpreter to relay information to a defendant, or it also can be used if somebody, like for instance, a juror is slightly hearing impaired, it will allow them to hear what's going on in the courtroom. We also have a telephone conferencing system built into our sound system, which would allow a remote party to actually participate in a hearing or a trial. It will, for instance, if you have an attorney that is out of state, or if you have a witness that, for instance, could not make the hearing or the trial, they can also participate. Next, I want to discuss our evidence presentation system. The main part of our evidence presentation system is the podium up front. We call it the smart cart. The smart cart has a DVD and a VCR player. Yes, every once in a great while we do have to use a VHS tape. And we also have a document camera over here on the side. Can you initiate the document camera, Rana? Thank you. Okay, this would allow you to put a document of any type the document camera does more than just documents. It'll also do a three-dimensional object. So you can see, for instance, if you have a three-dimensional object that you need to display, and instead of passing it around to all of the jurors, you can actually put it onto the document camera. Okay, we also have an annotation screens. We have two annotation screens, one here at the podium and one at the witness box. The annotation screen, basically, you can circle, underline, and point to anything on the screen. There are ways you can change color to do different annotations. You can also have the capability of erasing the last or erasing them all. Along with the annotation, we also have the capability of, if that piece of evidence with the annotation needs to be saved for a later purpose, we have the capability of printing that out. We also have laptop connections, so you can connect your laptop if you have a Surface, an iPad, any type of device that we can connect via the connections. We have connections up here at the smart cop that I'm using. We also have them built into the attorney tables. In order to display all of this information, we have monitors that are basically all over the courtroom. You can see the large monitors that are for the public. We have monitors for the judge and for the attorney tables, as well as the witness box and up here at the podium. There are also monitors built into the jury box for the jurors. The next thing I want to talk about is video conferencing. We have an integrated video conferencing system built into our system here. Some of the uses for a video conference would be if you had a remote judge, a remote attorney, or a remote witness. A couple of few examples of that. We actually had Judge Lisi in this courtroom was a remote judge for another district. We set up a large panel monitor here. She sat on the bench and she was able to participate in a trial. And we've also had remote witnesses where we've set up a large panel at the witness box, and so the witness was able to participate via a video conference. We have we have 3 cameras that are spread out throughout the courtroom. There are 2 in the back, one pointing for the judge, one pointing for the witness, and one up front pointing at the well. Rana, can you bring up the cameras? I think we waited. This particular one's pointing at the judge. The next one could be point for the witness box. And the other one is for the, well, actually we moved the camera around. Another thing that I was going to discuss is we have the capability of moving the camera around. We have the capability of moving the camera around in case we have another location if we need to put the camera onto one of the attorney tables. The one thing that I have to stress is to make sure that you come ahead of time to test your equipment, because you don't want to show up on the day of trial and your equipment is not working. This gives us and you the opportunity to make sure that your equipment is connecting properly with ours and our equipment is connecting properly with yours. Contact the courtroom deputies. They're a really good resource. They can get you in here so you can practice, test your equipment, and as one thing I further want to stress is you need to test your equipment, because the judge on the day of trial is not going to wait for your PC to work properly. So make sure that you come in. One last thing is, one thing that we have found over the course of time is the PC that you come and test with, make sure that that's the same PC that you come in on the day of trial. Any questions? Oh, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, folks. Actually, probably with the smart ones, you signed up for the right breakout because we're done. The others probably be stuck a little bit longer with the judges and all, but at this point, we thank you. I think there's some handouts on your way out that you need to pick up. The courthouse is open for you to take, if you'd like, take a quick tour, your self-tour, go up to the 5th floor. 5th floor has the library and it has the attorney lounge area. Please check it out. This courtroom's open. Courtroom 2, they probably still are holding a session there, but you can poke your head in there. Historic library, if you would like to see the original chambers in the library for the courthouse, come out and go around and pop your head in there. The courtroom's on the 2nd floor. And as I say, once you've had your fill, then thank you, and we'll see you on the 3rd. That's right. See you on the 3rd, 11:30. Thank you, folks.